And we are back. And for today's episode, we are playing Esper Control. So I went back to the Terminus Entreat the Angel version. The ability to be able to cast it even on our opponent's turn is crucial, I think, in this meta at the moment. So that's why we're going to play it out and test it out and see if it's true or not. Other than that, well, we added a second Mystic Sanctuary, and also we now have 4 Orbs of Opt and Omen of the Sea. We have 3 Path to Exile and 3 Fatal Push. We now only have 2 Snapcasters. We have 2 Remands, and also for this version we have taken out all our mana leaks. But I've added an Archmage Charm and a second Jace the Mind Sculptor. Since we're going the Terminus route, then might as well make sure that if we do get Terminus, which we will, in our opening hand, then at least we have Jace to put it back into our library so that we draw it when we need it. And then we cut our Cryptic down to 2 instead of our normal 3 for now. Still have Teferi as our win condition and Entreat the Angel as our other win condition. For the sideboard, pretty much everything stays the same. For this meta, in MTGO, I don't see a lot of people using artifact decks and Eldrazi decks. And that is why our sideboard doesn't consist of anything that either counters colorless spells or anything that deals with artifacts, because they're not, for some reason they're not common anyway, at least for now. So we do have Celestial Purge because we still need to take care of those black or red permanents like Blood Moon, for example. We still have Timely Reinforcement because we are afraid of aggro decks. Our deck is a little slow. Well, most control decks are slow anyway. Still have Settle the Wreckage as our 4th mass removal. We have our new addition to our sideboard, which is Aether Gust. I was told to use it, test it out by one of my colleagues. They said it was really good, so I'm trying it out. And also Mystical Dispute for mirror matches. Same goes for Narset. Now I do have Duress instead of Thoughtseize because I don't have my Thoughtseize anymore. I sold it. But I mean, Duress is for more like mirror matches as well, so that we can take out their counter spells and have perfect information on what they're holding, because in the long run that's going to help a lot. So Duress, and besides it's not going to hurt us for 2 damage, so I prefer Duress instead. And then we still have Dovin's Veto because it's a can't be countered spell. We have our 3rd Kaya's Guile in our sideboard. We also have Ashok because of its 2 abilities. One is it prevents your opponents from searching, and the other one is kinda takes care of the graveyard. So this deck is still, up to this point, it hits the graveyard too much. Like main board hate, sideboard hate, so yeah. And then we still have Kambal. Kambal is our sideboard tech card against burn, and it's also against I can also use this against control because control does have a lot of spells. So if I manage to squeeze this in, and cast it and leave it in play for a few turns, well, it's gonna do wonders for me. But mainly this is my sideboard card for burn because it gives them a lot of problem and it gains me 2 life per spell. So yeah. Other than that, that's it. That's it. So, without further ado, let's take it for a spin, shall we? Let's go. Alright. So, can we keep this? Blind keep? Yeah, I think I can keep it. I mean, I have 4 lands, an Omen of the Sea. So yeah, I'd rather keep 4 mana and Omen of the Sea. The only thing here is that I already have Terminus in my opening hand. And my opponent is either a Jeskai or blue-red Tempo. Or maybe Storm. Let's see. Let's see. Oh wow, we're getting a lot of lands here. So maybe at the end of our opponent's turn we can cast Omen of the Sea. Yeah. Oh. Blue-red. With Lightning Bolt. Maybe a Tempo. Blue-red Tempo. So yeah, let's cast Omen of the Sea. And let's take... Actually, let's take both of them. Yeah. Well, you know what? The fact that our opponent fetched for a basic land and now playing a third basic land, I'm probably gonna start fetching some basics here. There is a chance that they have Blood Moon. The fact that they have 3 islands in play and just a Steam Vents, okay. Archmage Charm to draw 2 cards, which is fine. We can't do anything about it, especially now that we are still flooded. Yeah. Let's see, what are they gonna... Well, if it's just blue-red, then chances are they're going to fetch Mystic Sanctuary here. I just have a feeling. So, let's test that out. Let's cast Kaya's Guile. Let's try to exile our opponent's graveyard. Let's see how they are going to respond. So, exile and maybe create a token. Then let's see. They probably have another counter spell, so either they fetch Scalding Tarn using... Oh, they have a man. Alright. Alright, there is really not a lot we can do since we are still getting lands up until now. Up to this point, we are still getting lands. So, yep, they have Mystic Sanctuary. Well, it's just blue-red, so it makes sense. If it's just blue-red, they probably have like 2 or 3 Mystic Sanctuaries in this deck. So I'm gonna try and cast Kaya's Guile again, and hopefully it gets through, but I doubt. I doubt that it will go through, but let's see. Yeah, I thought so. Yep. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. We're flooded, so there's really nothing we can do about that. Oh, a second Mystic Sanctuary to get Archmage Charm one more time. That's some kind of a... Oh! So there it is. Blood Moon. There it is. Blood Moon. So yep, we're gonna fetch our final basic. And we can cast. I was thinking of fetching for Mystic Sanctuary so we can get Kaya's Guile back on top, but since they have Blood Moon, so I'd rather fetch for our final basic for this match. If we could get another, if we could get a swamp through our draws, then that's really gonna help. However, there's a... The good news is our opponent isn't doing anything yet, so that's one good thing. So we can try and use Omen of the Sea to... Well, let's put that one at the bottom. There's no way that we can cast Kaya's Guile anymore. However, let's put Omen of the Sea at the top of our library so we can cast it and try to dig for a swamp. Hopefully we can get a swamp. I'm reluctant to cast Jace, the Mind Sculptor, because we know that they have another Archmage Charm, which they already used to draw another, to draw 2 more cards. So we can probably cast Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Probably. Or maybe I'll wait for a counter backup, just to be sure. Just to be sure. Oh! Countering Omen of the Sea. Well, that's a good play. Especially if you know that your opponent is struggling with their lands. So yeah, I guess that is a good play. So I really wanted to cast Jace the Mind Sculptor, but again, there is a chance that they have a counter spell. So I'm really trying to wait for a counter backup. And now they are casting. Oh wow. The classic Bolt, Snap, Bolt to my face. And I am down to 6. This may be a quick match. I am in a tight spot. They have 3 cards left in their hand. I will be down to 4. The only thing I have is Jace the Mind Sculptor. So I'm gonna cast it now and see how it goes. But I'm pretty sure this Jace will be countered anyway, but let's see. And besides, we're down to 4, so there's not a lot we can do here. Yep, so they have Cryptic. And let's continue. Okay, moving on to game 2. Let's take out all the Terminus because we don't need that. Obviously our opponent is a Blue Moon deck. So we need Dovin's Veto. We need another counterspell. We definitely need Aether Gust here. And we probably don't need Emeria, a little too slow. Yes, we do need Mystical Dispute as a counter against a blue deck. It's perfect. Probably Combo, since our opponent is more on spells. So we probably need Combo here. I don't think I need Cling to Dust that much, so we're taking one out. We're also taking one Jace in the Mind Sculptor because it's also a little too slow. So we're gonna go with this setup, I think. I think that's it, yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely like to play first. We still have 4 lands and the counterspell and a path to exile, so yeah, we can definitely keep that. We have 3 lands and we also have 2 fetches, so yeah. So our approach will be a little different this time since we don't have the miracle cards anymore, so I can freely cast Opt at the end of our opponent's turn. Yeah, no, I don't think I need Mystic Sanctuary here, so let's put that one at the bottom. Alright, so we got Dovin's Veto, that's a good draw. We'll play Marsh Flats. We will fetch 4 basics, sad to say. We have to play around that Blood Moon, since our opponent is probably a variation of a Blue Moon deck, since it has it's pretty much a blue-red control Blue Moon deck, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna fetch 4 planes. Fine, yeah. We can, and for the flooded strand, definitely we're going to fetch for an island. Of course, we are going to fetch for our APAC island. Oh! We are still getting lands, just like game 1. The only difference is we have we have 3 counter spells and we have Jace. So we are a little bit more prepared this time. So Archmage Charm did a lot of work in game 1, so I'm probably gonna counter this today, because it did a lot of work. And that's card advantage. So yeah. Let's put a stop to that. However, yeah, he does have Mystic Sanctuary. I forgot about that, so it's just gonna take that back from his graveyard back into his, back to the top of his library. Since we are still playing around Blood Moon. Oh! Alright, so we got Mystic Sanctuary, so we can get our Dovin's Veto back at the top of our library. So we have Remand, and we also have Cryptic Command available to us now. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. Since our opponent is wasting their lightning bolt straight to our life total, that's completely fine. So that once Jace the Mind Sculptor comes into play, there's not a lot of spells that can kill Jace. Well, go ahead. Throw all those lightning bolts to my face. That's fine. Wow. We got Fatal Push. Well, there is really not a lot of creatures our opponent has, so, I mean, for now, Path to Exile and Fatal Push is a dead card. So we're casting Jace, we're testing how our opponent is going to respond here. So they can cast, they probably have a counter spell or two, so we'll see. If they decide to cast Cryptic, we have Dovin's Veto, but our opponent is, well, I think he knows. Yeah, he does. He knows that we have a Dovin's Veto in our hand. Oh, interesting. Hard cast, Force of Negation. So he's probably saving everything that he is holding. Pretty much all of it are like, oh, so we have a backup Mystical Dispute. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. That's too bad. Well, just pass the turn back to me. Let me untap. Just let me untap. Just pass the turn back to me. Or not. Oh. Ral. Izzet. Viceroy. Oh, there's not a lot of people using this Planeswalker, so I'm a little bit surprised. Now, how are we going to deal with that? The only option that I have here is to cast Cryptic now. And since we have another fetch, I'm probably gonna fetch for a swamp here, so we can play around Blood Moon. So we have all our basics available to us already. So if we are going to get another fetch, we'll be fetching for Chocolates. For now though, let's just bounce that. I mean, I really can't afford to have a Planeswalker at the moment. We have 2 dead cards and just 1 Remand and an Omen of the Sea. If our opponent is going to cast Ral again, then I have no choice but to cast Remand. Ha! Alright. Opt. Well, might as well use Field of Ruin and turn it into a basic land. So we now have all our basic lands in play. And, well, he is going to cast Omen of the Sea. I mean, he is going to cast Ral again. Yep. So let's see. I'll try and look for something using Omen of the Sea. Hopefully we get a counter spell. Well, we didn't. We got another Fatal Push, which we don't need, so we'll put that one at the bottom. We will take Esper Charm, because Esper Charm is really good against Blood Moon. So we'll try this one more time. We'll try to cast another Omen of the Sea. I'm hoping to get a remand. Well, I like them both. So let's just put them both at the top. So Ral is in play. We can't do anything about that. Probably cast Snapcaster and start hitting Ral. Maybe. Another Mystic Sanctuary, most likely. Yep. And he is probably going to take Force of Negation. Yeah. Actually, we can cast Snapcaster and then cast Cryptic. And we have... Oh. Wow. Yeah, let's try to counter that using our own Archmage Charm. Well, as far as I know... Oh, he's got another Archmage Charm. Yep. It's gonna get countered. We can cast Esper Charm here and draw 2 cards. Oh, now we have to Teferi, and our opponent is tapped out. And we have Mystical Dispute as our backup. So... do I really want to take 2? So here's what we can do. We can cast Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and then activate second ability, put that Ral. Well, we do have Mystical Dispute as our backup anyway, so that's fine. That's fine. So we have to put that Ral into our opponent's library. So put it 3rd from the top. And if Teferi is gonna get bolted, that's fine. At least not into our face, since we are down 6. But again, we are down to 2 cards which are basically dead cards. Actually, we can activate Omen of the Sea, so we can at least get a better draw. Wow, our opponent is really aggressive here. Blood Moon. Well, that's that. So yeah, let's go ahead and activate Omen of the Sea here. So we have Opt and another Omen of the Sea. So let's put Opt at the bottom, but let's leave Omen of the Sea there. So we can get another Omen of the Sea. We can draw from Teferi. We can cast Omen of the Sea because Teferi will untap, or let us untap 2 lands. Now, do I need Spell Snare and Cling to Dust? Cling to Dust may be, because it's another way for us to draw a card, so yeah. But it's a little too late. Our opponent doesn't need, aside from Snapcaster, so we can cast Omen of the Sea again. And let's hope that we can get a counter spell. We can try and put them both at the bottom, or I can get Cling to Dust, and then I can start taking out the lightning bolts. Yeah, I guess that's a good game plan. Although it's much better if I'm casting Cling to Dust while our opponent is casting their Snapcaster, targeting whatever spells that they have in their graveyard. So we'll try to counter that using our Spell Snare. Oh wow, really? Remand over Spell Snare, where we can still cast. Oh, okay, makes sense. So they wanted us to not have any blue mana left, which means, yeah, Ral's gonna get in. It's a good play. Oh, they've decided not to cast. They've discarded Snapcaster. That is interesting. But why? Oh, that is a good draw. Especially now that our opponent is somewhat tapped out. They only have an island. They can't Mystical Dispute Campbell. It's not blue. So that is a really good draw. Now, let's see. is doing it again. First ability where they can look at the top two cards. They can put one into their hand and the other one into their graveyard, I think. So let's activate Omen of the Sea. Let's put Watery Grave at the bottom and Remand at the top, just in case. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna activate Omen of the Sea first before we draw a card using Teferi, because just like what you're looking at right now, I'm about to draw 2 lands. Good thing I used Omen of the Sea first. Okay, this one's looking good. We now have a Remand, and we also have Aether Gust. So we can Did I just skip my attack phase? I just skipped my own attack phase. This is crazy. I just skipped my own attack phase. That's one. If I'm gonna lose in this match, in this round, I will definitely remember missing my attack phase as one of my misplay. Okay, so they have Saheeli. We can counter that. We can cast Remand. See how it goes. Let's try and draw a couple of cards. Let's see if we're gonna get another counter spell here. And we're not. So let's try using Aether Gust here. Let's see how our opponent's going to respond. I mean, they have been digging their library for a couple of turns now using Ral, so they probably have another counter spell. Well, they do. So, yep. Now, what our opponent didn't notice is now they're down to 7, and I am back up to double digits. That's how powerful Campbell is against this kind of matchup, at least in this game. Now we have to take care of Ral. Ral is about to ultimate next turn. Ral is about to ultimate next turn. So I'm probably gonna have to keep Kaya's Guile. Because just to keep Saheeli in check. I mean, I can attack Saheeli, but or Ral, I can attack Ral. I just don't like the ultimate because they will get an emblem. But at this point, I can start attacking our opponent's life total, put pressure to their life. They will be down to 5 if they're not going to do anything here. Well, they've decided to do something, so... And since I now have 3 dead cards in my hand for quite some time now, I can can finally use Fatal Push. And our opponent's going to take 2 more damage. He will be down to 3. He will be down to 3. But again, our main problem here is Rao. I mean, can I survive? If I'm not gonna do it, can I survive? If he decides to ultimate Rao. The answer is probably not, so I'll go with the safe route. Since I do have Campbell anyway, our opponent is limited to casting their spells. Oh wow, Jace. They will be down to 1. We can't counter that, so oh, okay. Makes sense. So bouncing Campbell allows our opponent to cast a few more spells. So let's kill that servo using our path, which we've been holding since like turn 1. And I'm trying to maximize my available open mana. So I'd rather do that at the end of his turn so that I can cast Campbell, because I basically only have 1 plane available and 1 swamp, so I can only cast either Campbell or Kaya Sky. Alright. Well, he countered that, which is a little bit, I think I'm already expecting that that's what's going to happen, especially if our opponent decides to bounce it. So they do have a backup counter, they just needed it back to my hand. Good news is I will be untapping 2 lands with Teferi, which also means at the end of our opponent's turn we can cast Kaya's Gaia. And at this point of the game, should I? No. I was thinking of casting Kaya's Gaia before our opponent decides to cast or to use Jace, because he may get a counter spell. Lightning Bolt. Oh, that's fine. But where? You know what? Let's do this. Let's cast Kaya's Gaia. Let's see if he has another counter spell available. Besides, Lightning Bolt is targeting Teferi, I think. Yep. That went through. And they don't have a blocker for our spirit token. I mean, you know, I mean, you can cast Opt. Isn't that supposed to be the other way around, where our opponent should have casted Opt first, and then Snap, and then Opt? But for as long as it doesn't have any blockers for our flying creature, then that's game. Yep, that's game. is tough. Alright, now for our game 3, I'm probably gonna get and include Duress. I'm gonna get another Kaya's Guile because of how effective Kaya's Guile is against our opponent, and since Path to Exile and Failed Push are both dead cards, then I'd rather take them both out and replace them with Duress and Kaya's Guile. What else do I need? Well, you know what? Since I don't really need Path to Exile and Fatal Push that much, I'd rather take Celestial Purge here. So yeah. Oh! Well, since game 2 was so intense, I didn't notice that we only have 6 minutes left. Oh wow, 6 minutes. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. Let's just try to... Let's see if we can survive for the next 6 minutes. But of course, we're gonna play around Blood Moon still. Oh, we got another combo. Yeah, we can play around. We can play around Blood Moon still. I mean, would it? I don't think it's gonna. It will matter anymore since we're just about 5 minutes away from our time. So maybe I'm just gonna play it out. For as long as our opponent wasn't able to kill us, I'm fine. I mean, it's my fault anyway. And besides, it's not like the time is... I mean, our opponent also only have like about 6 minutes left, so he can't kill us anyway. So in a real match, this is going to be a draw. Except in this game, someone will win because someone will run out of time. Wow. Go ahead. Let's try to cast. Let's have a look of what our opponent's holding here. My only dilemma here is I can't cast Kamba. And I'm not going to be able to cast it. I only have 1 black mana. So he has 2 Archmage Charms and a Blood Moon, a Remand, and a Lightning Bolt. So however I looked at it, Kamba is going to either be countered or be killed by a Lightning Bolt. So there's no way that I can cast Kamba that it's not gonna die. It's either gonna get countered or oh. Then let's go ahead and get Duress again. I mean, it's gonna get remanded. I will remand, and then he's going to remand it. Yeah, nope, not gonna work. Yeah, sure, you can cast Snapcaster. You can cast Opt. And we can kill Snapcaster using our Fatal Push. Yeah, let's try it again. So I'm either taking Remand or Lightning Bolt, since we know that because we have a backup counter, if they decide, well, you know what, it's not going to work anymore because they do have Spell Snare. So if I take out Bolt, he has Remand, and he can cast it twice, doesn't matter, or he can cast Spell Snare. So I'll just take Spell Snare out here. Well, sad to say, there's really no way that I can cast Campbell here. My window was earlier, but I don't have a second black mana to cast both the well, anyway, that's that. We're down to 3 minutes anyway, so yeah. Now we have our second black source. We'll just wait for them to use all of their counter spells, like for example Archmage's Charm. Our opponent is really into using Archmage's Charm because they have Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, bolt to the face. Sure. So he still has, I think he still has Remand. Yeah. I don't know. Snap, and then Archmage Charm. Yeah, well, this is the best time for us to cast Remand. We will be down to 8 with 2 minutes left. I can cast Omen of the Sea. Oh, Blood Moon. You know what? Let's counter that. We know that our opponent has. We know that he has Remand. Yep, so he's going to cast Remand. Now I can probably cast Kambal, but I'd rather take Blood Moon out. And then let's cast Kambal. Although I what do you have for an island? Yeah, alright, so Kambal's here. At least. Wow. We made it to our last 5 turns. Oh, so he does have another lightning bolt. That's fine. I can try and cast Opt. Oh, we have another combo. So I guess that's fine. Top. Let combo die. I'm gonna go to 2 life. We're gonna be back down to 7. This game is not done. I mean, if we have enough time to continue, I can't say whether we are going to lose this game or not. Well, aside from our opponent having Saheeli, but still. Saheeli is... Saheeli is dependent on spells. And if we have Kambal in play, then our opponent is going to be a little bit reluctant in casting spells. Because we're also looking at their life total. So let's see. Let's see what you're going to do. And then we can cast Kaya's Guile. It's just that we run out of time. And that's game. That's the last 5 turns, by the way. Wow, what a match. Alright, well, if you enjoy that game, well, you know what to do. Hit like, get subscribed. If you don't, you can also hit the dislike button. Other than that, see you on the next episode. Ciao.